What's up, guys? My name is Malcolm Tibbs. I spent 25 years getting inconsistent results in my love life, and now not only do I have a fulfilling relationship, I also have the ability to go out, snap my fingers, and have half a dozen dates lined up within a week. Now, I've been doing self improvement for 8 years, and in that time, I thought all I needed to focus on was getting bigger, working out more, making more money. And even after doing those things and seeing moderate success in those areas, I still felt unsatisfied. And quite frankly, I started to lose motivation. I started to get diminishing returns in those areas. And it wasn't until I decided to get good at dating and then I actually got a girlfriend and I opened up my options, right? I could pick the best girl for me that I actually started to see that motivation come back. And in my experience, the best catalyst for you as a man who's trying to self-improve, get a girlfriend, all right? She's going to make you go harder, all right? Now, there's always going to be these arguments that getting a girlfriend is like a waste of time, right? Or, there's like this delayed gratification fallacy where you almost want to keep waiting and keep improving before you cash in, right? But if we actually play that out to the extreme and you continue to wait forever for the rest of your life and you just make more money and get even bigger and get a faster car and you never decide to actually start dating and get a girlfriend, well, then you just die and you never get the girlfriend. So eventually, like, just to poke a hole in that fallacy that you need to get better before you can get a girlfriend, right? Eventually you have to cash your chips in, right? And I'm on the side of the fence that says the sooner you cash in, the better, all right? Once you start to develop this skill of dating, you might be with the girl who's not necessarily the prettiest. And in my experience, her beauty is less important than her enthusiasm to support you, all right? But you might find that you're at like the very bottom, right? Like you're a homeless man, and even homeless men, you can see them walking around with women. So there's no excuse for you, okay? Let's say you're at the very bottom of society, you have like no skills, you have no money, and you decide to start working on dating. You get a girlfriend, maybe she's just a little bit overweight and she has an attitude, but being with that girl is going to influence you to get a better girlfriend and also to do the things necessary to make yourself more attractive. Things such as working out and making more money and dressing nicer. Those things are great, right? I'm not telling you to not do those things, but I'm telling you to start dating, because dating is going to be that thing that actually starts to make life a bit more worthwhile, okay? Having more money and bigger muscles are great, right? It's never a bad thing. Nobody's ever going to disagree with that. But having an actual successful, loving relationship, that actually makes you want to get up and go to work. And it actually makes you want to go to the gym to make sure you're actually holding up your end of the bargain when it comes to your relationship, right? You want to look nice for somebody. And it's a lot easier to do those things when it's not just for yourself, okay? You start to work on this skill of dating, you might end up with the girl who's, let's say, a 1 out of 10, and eventually you get to the point where you can get a 2 out of 10, and then a 3 out of 10, and you can just keep leveling that up. But what's not going to happen is you're going to be like maxed out in all these other areas. Like you're a 10 out of 10 when it comes to money. Like you're just making $1 million passive income. You sold some big business or whatever. And you're fucking on Ronnie Coleman status when like you're bodybuilding and you're just huge and yoked, and you think you're going to get into the dating market and then automatically get a 10 out of 10, but you don't know how to like be sexual. You don't know how to set up a date without making her lose interest, right? You don't know how to text a girl without like making her ghost you. Like these are skill sets that you cannot train by going to the gym or by making more money. These are skill sets that you can train right now, and you can level it up to the point where you're like a 10 out of 10, right? And you can have that 10 out of 10 girl even while you still live in your parents' basement, or even while you're still like overweight and you're working on training. And like, again, like there's just so many examples of these kind of individuals who are overweight, who are living in their parents' basement, who are like aspiring musicians and they have nothing going to them, but they have a 10 out of 10 girlfriend, right? And when I say 10 out of 10, again, it's not about her looks. It's about her enthusiasm to support him. All right. That's what's most important. In my experience, that is what you should be screening for when you are talking to women and dating and going out of your way to set up these romantic relationships. And quick note as an aside, if you want to land your first date within the next 30 days, click on the link in the description below. The link is going to take you to an online community. It's filled with other single men who are focused on improving their dating skills. It's completely free. You can swap notes, get feedback, maybe even find a wingman in your area. And inside, you're going to find a 30-day challenge, which is going to go over all the steps you need to start taking in your life to land your first date. Okay? Now, I cannot harp on this enough. Start dating. It is going to be the best catalyst for your improvement. By far, in my experience and all the other men that I've observed and who I've helped, having a girlfriend makes you go harder. Like, there's just no other way to put it. It increases your quality of life. And if you're doing self-improvement, what other reason is there to be improving yourself if not to increase your quality of life, right? I like to look at self-improvement like you're really working on 3 areas. There's going to be your health, right? So health and fitness. There's going to be your finances. And then lastly, it's going to be your relationships. And working on one generally tends to help you with the other 2. But in my personal experience, working on relationships is what's going to be the thing that makes it easier, and it like motivates you more to work on your finances and to work on your health, right? And developing like the actual skill set of dating, it coincides entirely with your ability, like your set of social skills, right? Your ability to read people, to navigate social situations, to get people interested and like have them want to hang out with you, right? Knowing how to set up a date with a girl isn't too different from getting like one of your guy friends to go to the gym with you, right? And if you want to go to the gym and none of your friends want to go to the gym with you, right, you probably need to learn how to get a girl out on a date, because it's the exact same sequence of like messages or texts, right? You get them a little bit invested and you just toss out the idea, right? Instead of setting a specific date and time. That's a big problem that a lot of men have when it comes to setting up their dates. You give them like a vague suggestion. Hey, maybe sometime next week we can go hit the gym, or we can grab a cup of coffee, right? And they say, yeah, that sounds cool. And then you can start to figure out the details, right? Little things like that if you haven't taken the time to actually like polish up on your social skills, right, you're just not going to be aware of those things. And again, dating is just the best way for you to do that. My name is Malcolm Tibbs. I like to make this content for other men to help speed up their progress, get you guys to a point similar to myself. If you found something good in this video, like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend. And again, check the description below if you want to learn how to date and land your first date within 30 days. That's all I have for you guys.